What's going on, everybody? Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
As always, it's your boy. They call me Jim. I'm him.
And if y'all know by now, I am Joppy.
And we are Real Christian 100. Alright?
Right.
Yes?
Right.
Sir.
Right.
Happy New Year's, y'all. We back fresh on the top of the New Year's with another episode, man. But as always, before we go any further, we gonna ask you to give us a like, a comment, a subscribe, and to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend.
But also
Tell your mama, your baby's mama, and your baby's mama's mama. Okay?
Don't forget.
Tell your baby mama and her mama and your great grandmama's mama's baby's mama's brother's sister. Right.
Tell somebody.
Yeah, man. Tell somebody, man. Yeah, man. We're always looking for new content ideas. We usually put it at the end of the video. I'm gonna put it at the beginning of the video.
Right.
Always looking for content ideas. We're always looking for people that want to join the show. I've had a couple people that wanted to join the show, but they live out of state. And I guess we could kind of like.
We got the internet.
Video. Yeah, man, but it's just different, man. The vibe is different when you face to face. You got people in front of you, man. So, hey, man, yeah, we'll rub elbows with y'all, man. Come in here and yeah, let's get it, man. But it's a light episode today, man. It's a new year, so we kind of just want to talk about New Year's resolutions.
New year, new me.
That's what they say.
New year, new me.
Yeah, man. So this was your idea, man. So
yeah,
kick
man.
us off, man.
New year, new me. 11:59 was the old me. 1:12 midnight was the new me.
The new you.
That's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just automatically change, just like that.
We're supposed to.
Nah, man, but yeah, what better way to kick us off than to talk about New Year's? It's a hot topic, especially around this time. Everybody talks about New Year's and setting goals and
what the gym look like.
Oh, the gym, honestly, bro, it wasn't packed. I went there like 7:30, 8 o'clock. It wasn't. Now when I left, it was getting busy. Yeah. So I, y'all doing your thing. But, that's as long as you ain't there that early.
I should have just went my route and built the gym in your house.
Could have did that as
Save
well.
yourself the embarrassment of wasting $30, $40, $50 a month. You can just waste $300, $400, $500, and it's just in the comfort of your
lifetime.
home.
No membership.
It's like nah.
But yeah, man, so just talking about the whole idea of a New Year resolution, I think it's a great thing to have. I think the whole idea is cool, setting goals to achieve, accomplishing things. But, when we do the podcast, we always got to do our own little, we got to sprinkle our own little flavor on it. We're not just going to go with the trend. So with that being said, I just wanted to say, this is just coming from me personally. I think there is no New Year's resolution if there's not an evolution. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Now stick with me now. You feel me?
Where the Shabbat ball at, man?
It's right over there.
Where the Shabbat ball at, man?
But yeah, like there's no New Year's resolution if there isn't an evolution.
All right,
and
break
what
that
I
down,
mean
my
by
boy.
evolution could be it's also defined as growth. A process in which you grow and then a process in which you develop. So it's like we can have these goals that we've always have every year on in, year on out. But if you look back and see like you never accomplished those goals, it's because you've never truly evolved as a person. And so until you can come to terms with that and tell yourself like, wow, I'm not really evolving because there's things that I can do good at now that I'm just not doing that great at. Those are the things that you have to evolve in better in order to graduate to the next level. So it's like, if you want to do better with your finances, then you have to say to yourself, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't be buying Starbucks 5 to 6 days a week. That adds up. Now it may not seem too big to other people, but when you're struggling financially, that's a lot of money. Starbucks every day when you can just buy Folgers and use that buy a whole thing of coffee and that'll last you the week.
Right.
So just an idea, like there's things that we can work on and do better at. And until you are able to master those, you shouldn't really be constantly setting goals because you just find yourself setting the same goals year in, year out. No change, nothing, no growth, no development. So I think you don't really get to accomplish those New Year's resolutions until you really evolve and mature and grow and develop as a person where you're at right now. And for everybody, it looks different for everybody. But just we all know where we have bad habits and bad patterns. Those are the areas that we have to work on. Work on those before you think so big, and just work on the things that are in front of you right now that you can work on.
You telling people that their New Year's resolutions are stupid?
Nah, I think it's great to have resolutions. I just think that if you ask yourself and you're true to yourself, just say, hey, how many of the same resolutions have I made every year and I never accomplished?
Right.
I mean, I have some. I know we all do. So just ask yourself, like, for example, I'm big on fitness. If you have one of those things where you're like every year, you're gonna do good with your fitness, well then look at your track record. Right. How do you look?
And what's different this time compared to the last 4 or 5 years?
Exactly. And so that's honest assessment. I think we all have to be honest with ourselves, and that's fine, man. It's gonna come with hard truth, uncomfortable truth. That's why if you have good friends in your circle, in your corner, they'll give you the hard truth and the uncomfortable truths, and then you'll be able to know, okay, well, I got to work on these areas and things like that. So I would say just evolve and work on growing and maturing where you're at right now, and we all know what those are. We know what those are. So work on that first.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I think New Year's resolutions are stupid. Yeah, I think they're dumb. Yeah, I think it's stupid, and I think they're dumb.
Word.
Yeah.
Word.
Have I done them? Yeah. Did I feel stupid and dumb when I did them? Sure did. Do I do them to this day? No.
Word.
I do something similar. Like, me and Shay, we had our end of the year 2022 going into 2023 planning session. We had a conversation about some goals that we wanted to set individually and as a marriage. So I guess the question is, what's the difference? So I had to look it up because I was like, what is resolution? Resolution. Right. What am I resoluting? What is a New Year's resolution? So it said a firm decision to do or not to do something. So these New Year's resolutions is that we are making a firm decision to do or not to do something. So, but what makes that thing a firm decision? Like, what does it stand on? Like, I'm saying this, like, it's just your word. Like, I say I'm going to do this, so this is what it is. One thing. So, my boss. Put me on to doing SMART goals. Okay. And that has been something, and that's what me and Shay, she was doing a vision board. I was doing a SMART goal board. Because what I like about SMART goals is that they're measurable and they're very specific. So SMART is an acronym. It's specific, measurable, attainable, relative, and time bound. So it really helps you break down what you're trying to accomplish, and it gives you an outline and a blueprint of how to get there. Like, how long do you plan on getting from point A to point B? What are, is this SMART goal that you're making, is it attainable? Is it realistic? Right. What are the specifics of it? What measures are you taking? Like, what are the measures that are going to show your progress or your success on these things that you're, that these goals that you're setting and things like that. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of like a resolution, but I think where it differs is kind of where you talked about is oftentimes resolutions don't hold accountability outside of yourself. Right. And like, there's nothing to like, to keep you on track. Right. Even the Bible talks about, everybody likes to use the scripture, write the vision, make it plain. And I think that's important. And I don't think that God put that in there I don't think God put that in there for no reason. Right. I think that there's power and there's purpose when you take the things that you want to do and you want to achieve and you write them down on paper and you reflect and meditate on it. That's one form of accountability, having something that is in your face that you can oftentimes refer to. So like, even for example, one of my things is I want to pay off at least 80% of my credit card debt, and I want to pay off my car. So I have, you see all them dry erase boards and stuff right there. So yeah, I'm gonna write all my totals of what I owe, and I'm gonna visually put how much I've paid, how much is paid down, and you know, the goal is to have that paid off by the end of the end of the year, and things like that. So I just think it's powerful when you have a goal or a resolution or whatever, and you write it down, and you have like a detailed plan on how you're going to execute it. But outside of that, I think it's dumb. You know, I'm sorry for the people who like their resolutions, and you know, you say to yourself, you know, new year, new me. That's cool, man. One thing about me, hey, do you, boo boo?
Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, do you, boo boo, or do you, my boy? Yeah, girl or guy, you do your thing. I don't care what you do, but for me, I don't mean no offense to you, but for me, it's dumb. Yeah. For me, I think that the New Year's resolutions without accountability and without a well written out, specific, measurable, time bound outline, it don't go nowhere.
Word.
So I mean, you got any goals that you
individually or individually?
Yeah, just stick to individual, man. Let's stick to individual.
One of my goals is to fix my credit score.
Dope.
I've done it before, but it got low again, so I had to do it again. And that also ties into one of my biggest goals, which is to take care of my finances, to handle my finances.
This is good. So when we set goals in an area that we struggle in,
right?
How do we accomplish that? What do we do?
You need accountability. I think you need accountability.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that somebody. I mean, I think not somebody has to like look at your account every 2 seconds, but I think it comes to. I think for me personally, it's accountability. In terms of going out of my way to say, hey, can you keep me accountable to my spending habits? And then saying to somebody saying, hey man, how did it look this week?
But that don't do nothing, man.
I mean, so it doesn't, but for example, let's say I sent you a screenshot of my finances. And then you said, okay, by the end of the week or the end of next week, I want you to send me a screenshot of your finances again. Right. And I want to see where your money went. That's one way of doing it.
Yeah.
Because you can't hide where your finances went.
Yeah, you can. You know, you can make a screenshot.
Then you don't want to change.
Right.
I mean, that's on you.
Can't have resolution without evolution.
So
like, it is deep.
So if I was to do that, it's like, oh, well, I don't want to change then.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'm going to continue to suffer and struggle, because there's no evolution.
That's good.
There's no development. So it's always gonna. I mean, there's always wiggle room, no matter what you do with your accountability. You can always wiggle through it,
right?
Because nobody's just gonna hold your hand the whole way. We're grown men, so it's like, hey, Jopp, don't buy Starbucks. Okay,
right.
I bought Starbucks. Yeah. So it's like, you know, you're always gonna be able to weasel your way through. I think that's why I say, man, like I truly believe until you in of yourself say, I have to change. I really have to change. If you don't get sick and tired of the old saying, get sick and tired, getting sick and tired, you just never change, man.
Right.
It's always gonna boil down to, if you really want to change in that area, then you'll do what's necessary to change. Yeah. So like I said, one of my things is finances. And you know, me and my wife, we talk.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Okay.
Relax here.
All right. Me and my wife.
She said, say it again.
Similar to you and your wife, we did one the other day. We sat down, we talked about our goals individually, and we talked about our goals collectively. And it was good. It was a good conversation, man. And we're talking about our finances. And so we're going to do what's necessary in terms of our finances.
Right.
And but that's just one aspect of it. But that's a very important aspect, because I've always been terrible with money.
So what do you do when how do you suppress them urges? Because you're gonna have the urges to spend that money.
Yeah.
Like,
you have to just not spend. I mean,
nah, man, it's man.
Okay, but so here's the thing. It's either you spend it or you don't spend it. What other option is there? Like, if you have an urge to do something, it's either like you do it or you don't do it. Mm-hmm. Like, I know there's boundaries that we can set, but it's
not that deep.
I'm just saying, because it's like I can't freeze my account. I can't give control of my account to my brother and say, hey, man. So it's just like, you have to really ask yourself, like, are you going to do it or are you not going to do it? Like, you have to come to that realization.
So
like,
you're saying that you have to make a firm decision
that's what it says.
Or not do something.
It literally says you have to make a firm decision to choose to do or not do. It always comes down to that decision, bro.
Right.
Like, that's how it just comes down to that.
Right. That's life.
Yeah.
In life in general, people talk about the angel and the devil.
Right.
One's trying to.
They want to give credit somewhere else to take off
their
responsibility
to get you to go the other way, man. Because I know me, man. Like, but you really put it into perspective. You know, I'd be like, man, I work hard, man.
Right.
I work hard, man.
Yeah,
I deserve this, man. This new bowling ball coming out. I'm gonna get this. I deserve it. I've been doing good for 3-4 months, man. Word. What's it gonna matter if I spend this little $200 and here and buy this little thing there and stuff? But I think what it boils down to is our willingness to sacrifice. A lot of people just aren't willing. I'm going to say a lot of people. A lot of the times, I'm not willing to sacrifice. I'll take my eyes off of the vision, off of the purpose, the goal. And this isn't even just with like goals. It's with life. Right. It's like with life in general. Like, even when we talk about striving for holiness and, trying to live up to the standard of that God has for believers. It's a lot of times you're just not willing to make that sacrifice, and it's
hard, dog.
Yeah. And I will justify.
Facts.
I will justify the mess out of.
I'm telling you,
the mess out of mess.
No,
I will take some mess and justify why it's okay for me to indulge in some mess.
Right.
And then, but I think it goes back to what you said, is that there's no resolution without evolution. Eventually, you got to get to that place where you say, enough is enough of being enough.
Right.
Like, I'm done with that.
Right.
Like, you got to get to the point where you come to the end of yourself and you see and you stand on something that's just bigger than you.
Right.
Because I think, at least for me, when a lot of what I do, I think about my family. Like, even health stuff. I used to want to be in shape and stuff, because I told you before, like, I want to be swole.
Right.
I want to be one of them big dudes where people see you, they see you.
He said he wants to look like The Rock.
And they get out your way.
The Rock.
Yeah, if I gotta take them steroids or whatever it is, I just want to be one of them big dudes where people see you. They get out your way because you're a big swole guy.
Dog, imagine that sacrifice.
Yeah.
I mean, even if they do steroids, they still have to work.
Still got it right.
That's a lot of work, son.
Yeah. But now it's like, I need to stay healthy for my family. Like,
exactly.
I got a wife and 2 kids, and I don't want to put myself in a position where I can't be the best version of myself for my family. So, I have the gym membership, and I don't go as often as I should, and the gym is not even 5 minutes. It's not even 5 minutes away. So, and this is going to be the ultimate test of if I am ready to evolve.
Right, because you got the gym
I got
right
the
here.
Gym right there.
Yeah, you have everything you need, son.
It's right there.
If I had what you have, I would never go to the gym again.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah,
so I have this is going to show me exactly who I am as a man.
Facts.
Yeah, it's going to tell me everything that I need to know about myself. And it's going to tell me how much honestly, it's going to tell me how much I care about me, and it's going to tell me how much I care about my family. Because if I'm saying that my health, my fitness and health journey is based on being available and present and healthy and active for my family, and
you're not doing what's necessary.
There's no actions to go around with what I'm saying. Then you know that just shows me that you ain't got nothing to really. Ain't got nothing to really.
The evolution again.
Right. That was deep, man.
It's gonna show
Where you get that from?
I just randomly thought about it.
Randomly?
Yeah, on the way here, I was
you been praying, man.
I mean, just on the way here, I was
stuff.
like New Year's resolution, New Year's revelation, and I was like, nah, evolution, bro. Because if you don't develop and grow, and I said it because it's personal to me. Like, there's things in my life that I'm poor at because I don't work at it.
Right.
I just know it. I know it. Like,
why don't you think you work at it though? Too much work?
Not too much work. Little self-worth. Not believing, and a lot of times it's like, bro, like just believing yourself more. I go through phases where it's like, whatever.
Right.
Que sera, whatever they say. But it's like it's like you just gotta believe in yourself more, man. And for me, it's always been a self-worth thing. Like, can you really do it? And I'm like, bro, whenever I do things in other areas, it's like, bro, I can do the same thing in every area.
Right.
If I'm waking up going to the gym, I don't want to go to the gym early.
Right.
Today's my day off. Why did I go to the gym early, son? Why did I wake up in the morning and go to the gym on my off day? And that right there is so telling to me. It's like, because when you really want something bad enough, you'll do what's required. But you're making the sacrifice.
Right.
But now it's become kind of comfortable for you. So it's comfortable for me to do that. For other people, it's not at all to go out of their way and do that.
Right.
But it's like, now you have to do that in other areas.
Right.
And so that's where my evolution and where I grow and develop as a man is coming. It's like, now take that and hone in on other areas that you suck at.
Right. And it's mad convicting too. It's mad convicting.
It is, dog.
To see that I'm so passionate in this area. But not to say that this area isn't important.
Exactly.
But there's this pile of things that I know are important and need to be dealt with. And I just push them off to the side. Most of the time, for me, it's just, I don't feel like putting in the work.
I mean,
I just don't be feeling like putting in the work and the effort. Like, for me, like, when it comes to like money, bills, and stuff like that, it's easy. Like, and I think it's just because habitually it's something that was instilled in me early.
Right.
As soon as I graduated high school, and I told my mom I wasn't going to school, even when I started going to school, I had to get a job, and she made me pay bills. And that kind of set up the foundation for me to understand the importance of paying my bills. So
that was instilled.
Yeah.
Because I suck at that. I mean, I'm getting better because I'm married, but I wasn't great at that.
Yeah, it's just, and like, bro, one thing I'm going to do is pay my bills.
Word.
Yeah, I have everything on auto pay. People be like, I robbed Peter to PayPal. I won't pay this bill until this day because I know I got a grace. Nah.
Right.
Yeah, all my bills is coming out and they getting paid.
Word. I don't care how much money I got left.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay my bills. So like I hear people struggle with that, and for me, I'm like,
that's nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, but you gotta have a place to live, man. Like,
I mean,
you
some
need
people
your
don't care
phone.
about
And,
that.
yeah, I'm like, for them, it's a major struggle. For me, I'm like, yeah, like this is probably the easiest thing. But then at the same time, on the other hand, when it comes to saving, now that's where I struggle.
Right. So you gotta take the same.
Yeah, because that's where I struggle. Because it's like, I didn't pile up these funds right here, and I want to use them. Yeah, it's this bowling ball here.
That's mine.
Yeah, it's these Yeezys or these J's are, it's just something. Like, it's just something, and that's where it's like, how do I get out of my own way? Like, how do I get out of my own? And it's easy. I mean, it's easy to be like, yeah, just let somebody else manage your money, but then that's not you're not evolving from
You're not
that.
changing.
Yeah, that's just a crutch. Like you have to get to a point where sacrifice is a part of your life. Like sacrifice is just a part of who you are, and understanding that everything isn't a priority, and just keeping your eyes focused on the vision and the goals and things that you have set before you.
Real quick about the vision, you have to see the vision. Nah, bro, like you gotta.
It's right there, man.
No, you gotta see the vision, bro. You gotta see that joint. So like, I'll always bring it back to when I was bigger. When I first started trying to lose weight, I didn't see it. So I was like, dog, I go to the gym, I come back home, I'm holding my gut. Literally, bro. And I'm just like, looking at the stretch marks, and I'm like, I went to the gym, though. So it's like, I got to a place where I said, I need to see it. And I saw myself losing weight. Like, I saw what I looked like without weight on me.
Right.
And I wanted that, son. I wanted that look. And so now, as I'm progressing, there's another look I see that I want myself to be. And it's more chiseled, it's more defined, it's more toned. And because I see it, I'm like, I want that. And so I'm trying to do what's I'm not trying. I am doing what's necessary to get that.
Right.
So it's like, you just got to see it, bro. And I know people saying seeing is believing. It just seems like it's easier said than done. But no, you really have to see yourself where you want to be and do what's necessary to get there.
Right.
A lot of times we just don't see ourselves. We're like, nah, I'm just going to fall back to my old pattern eventually. You know what I mean? But we don't believe. We don't believe enough. We don't believe enough in the things that we should believe in.
Have that strength to endure.
Yeah, man. I think we just got to endure. We got to see it and then just taste it, man. Just taste it.
What you got for the people, man?
All right, man. As you can tell, I came prepared.
My man's focused.
So I'm just
he got the word and everything, man.
I'm just going to end it on this, man. 1 Corinthians 13:11. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I gave up childish ways. And I think that's how you evolve. That's how you develop as a man. You give up childish ways and you grow up. You grow up and you do what's necessary to grow. So
that was deep, man. It's tough to follow up on, man. For me, man, I just say, man, you got to write the vision and make it plain, man. Write the vision and make it plain, man. You got to have people that can hold you accountable, that you can share that stuff with, and are going to truly hold you accountable to those things. But at the same time, you have to be open to accountability. You know, a lot of times people say, oh yeah, I embrace accountability and I can accept accountability, but the second that you have to rebuke or correct or teach or instruct somebody, they aren't receptive. So, you know, take a hard look in the mirror, and sometimes you're gonna have to take one to the chin. And when you take it, just eat it. Yeah, you gotta eat it and keep going. But yeah, man. Happy 2023, man. Happy 2023. We're gonna wrap it on up, but we thank y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in. This was probably about a good 25, maybe 30 minutes.
Felt like an hour. Some good stuff. This is an hour.
Like an hour.
Nah, that's some good stuff though.
Right. But yeah, as always, you know, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and tell your mama, your baby mama, and your baby mama's mamas. All right. Till next time. Love y'all. We out.
Peace.